What is up, people? This is the Oracle. We are back online for a new vintage cube draft video. Very powerful pack here. Mana Crypt is among the best cards in the cube. Sometimes it's slightly better than Sol Ring, but I would say that 70% of the time Sol Ring is still better. The issue with that card is that it's pretty bad in control sometimes, because if you don't get a huge enough advantage, you might just die from the effect. So, you know, it has drawbacks, but very strong card. Treachery is also among the best cards in the cube, probably one of the best in Legacy Cube, and still in the top 20 or something in Vintage Cube. There's not a ton of cards I would pick over Treachery, but Mana Crypt is one of them. And I guess other than that, you have Goblin Guide, which is very good for burn. Volcanic Island could be a consideration, and Exhume if you want to play Reanimator, but here I think it's fairly easy Mana Crypt. So, as I said, Mana Crypt not at its best in control. I guess if you have a couple of ways to sacrifice it, it's fine, but it can be risky. So, I mean, you can be playing control and have some pre-busted card that gives you a good enough advantage where you will probably win soon enough where this will not matter. But you have to be aware of that. Like, you cannot play a control deck that relies on winning on turn, I don't know, 20 or something with while playing that turn 1. Either way, I think the best option here might be Thirst. It works pretty well with Mana Crypt in general, because cheap free mana is good with card draw spells, and you know, Mana Crypt is an artifact for the Thirst if needed. I think Phantasmal Image is maybe slightly stronger, but Thirst goes better with Mana Crypt. Overall, that pack is not super strong, but I do like I do like card draw spells with cheap mana. I mean, fast mana acceleration. And Thirst, you know, synergized pretty well with Mana Crypt. And I think I might just pick Compulsive Research here. And once you have a couple good card draw spells, you can just focus on picking a bunch of mana, and you should be pretty good. The risk is if you have too many card draw spells but not enough mana, it's gonna be clunky and a little bit too slow. And if you have too much mana and not enough card draw spells, you are pretty likely to flood. So, yeah, hopefully we can just get a good balance. I'm not really sure what I will be playing, but yeah, a good amount of good card draw spells and mana acceleration should be decent. Ravages of War is pretty good with Mana Crypt. I mean, Ravages is pretty good with any type of artifact acceleration, I guess. Necromancy could be an option. I don't think I want to play Reanimator today, though. I think I'll just go with Research, and I guess if Necromancy and or Exhume wheel, I might just go Reanimator. I have 2 discard outlets there, so that could be an option. But if they don't, I think I'm probably just not going to try to do that. But sometimes, you know, no one at the table wants to play Storm, and you can just get these things pretty late. So Brainstorm is medium. Its power kind of depends on the amount of shuffling effect you can get. It's pretty early in the draft, so I could get some more, but right now it's not looking super exciting. On the other hand, there's not a ton I really like here. Garruk, I think, is probably the better option. Iona is good if I want to play Reanimator, but I feel like if the reanimation spell wheel, Iona should wheel too, because you cannot really play her outside of Reanimator that match. I don't know, I think I'm just gonna go with Brainstorm and stay in Mono Blue for now, even though Brainstorm is it's probably quite overrated and not as strong as people think it is. Once you have a couple fetches or as a way to shuffle, it's pretty good though. Alright, Survival of the Fittest I think is the strongest card here, but this is not really looking like a survival deck. Kinda just want to pick Grave Titan, which is a very strong finisher, and you know, powering out a Grave Titan on turn 3 or 4 with Mana Crypt and maybe some other mana accelerant is pretty powerful. I think, yeah, Thoughtseize is pretty good too, but I think this is just slightly better. Maybe Tsotsi's is better actually. Getting some strong finishers is not that difficult. I don't know, it's really close, but I've been really impressed with discards spells, and Tsotsi's is pretty much the best. I guess I'll pick Liliana since I picked a black card. I think this makes sense. It's kind of... And also the reason why I've picked Tsotsi's is because it's pretty good in Reanimator. Grave Titan is pretty good too because it's a fine target, even though it's not the most the biggest thing ever. It's still very efficient at killing people. But Tsotsi's is very good in Reanimator because you can target yourself. But I'm not really sure we will wheel stuff. That being said, seeing that Tsotsi is going fairly late, followed up by Liliana, maybe no one is really interested in playing that deck, so who knows. I could also just end up playing some type of blue-black control deck. So there was a Deceiver Exarch in the last pack, and now there's a Pestomite. So maybe I could pick Pestomite, and maybe if the Reanimator things don't wheel, I could wheel the Exarch and try to maybe go blue-red Kiki-Chiki combo. I don't know. That's an option. There's just nothing too interesting here. Dragonlord is pretty good, but right now I think I'd rather just be black. I think I'll just pick Pestomite on the off chance that this archetype is open. Inkwell is pretty good Tinker target if I do get a Tinker, and Tinker is very strong with Mana Creep. You can just Tinker on turn 1 right away. Basically a two card combo that wins you the game. I guess 3 card combo because you need an island, but probably be running around 9 or 10 blue sources, so we should get there. I think I'm gonna pick the Inkwell in case I get the Tinker, because it's one of the best things you can get. And Exum wheeled, so maybe we are going into the Reanimator plan actually. And I think since this wheeled, Necromancy is pretty likely to wheel, or at least this kind of shows that no one is interested in reanimating stuff, so that's good. Was that the pack with Necromancy? I cannot remember if it was this one or the one that comes after. Either way, I'm gonna pick Skinrender, but this might have been the pick with Necromancy. And yeah, there's no Necromancy here, so someone took Necromancy, I guess, but did not take the Exhume. Hopefully it's not a super bad news for us. I guess we'll see. Probably picking Infiltrator here. If Iona doesn't wheel, I'm gonna be a bit yeah, I think this was the pack with Iona. I don't think we'll get to reanimate stuff actually. I mean, Exhume wheeled, but neither Iona or Necromancy wheeling is kinda bad. The Exarch did not wheel either. I don't know. I just said that Mana Creep is kinda worse team control. And yeah, this is shaping up like probably a blue-black control deck, so I don't know. Guess we'll see. I don't really think I will main deck Skinrender, but I can. Ooh, Mind Twist is very powerful. Very good with Mana Creep too. Could probably use Ever-Flowing Chalice or Dragonlord Silumgar. I think I would pick Silumgar if Mind Twist was not here, but this is just more powerful, I think. Bribery is pretty good too. I don't think this is going to be a show and tell deck, unless we end up Reanimator, but this is not looking super likely. I don't know. Either way, I'm going to pick Mind Twist. Karn Liberated. That's a pretty nice one to play with fast mana. It's that Signet I think would be fine. Hero's Downfall is pretty good removal, but I'm gonna go with Karn. And it's looking like I might have just end up playing some type of blue-black control deck, which I'm not super happy with because I don't think it's one of the best archetype, but you know, if you have good enough cards and you build your deck well, any archetype can be decent in Cube, I think. Here, well, Flawless Trend be decent, especially since we have Brainstorm. I think Engine is quite valuable, though. It's kinda good with Mana Creep because it means we can just maybe drop that and not die. Also, Blue-Black sometimes suffers from not having any ways to gain life against some aggressive deck. And I already have a couple cards that deals damage to myself or make me lose life. So I think this is fine. This is a decent card to put in the deck. Alright, what up next? This pack is very bad for us. I guess Gurmag Angler is playable. It's not very appealing though. It's not really the kind of finisher I'm looking for. There is a small chance I wanna, splash for white because of Vindicate, but right now my mana is pretty bad. I guess I will still take O-Ring in case this happens, but yeah, this pack was pretty much a miss. I mean, there was just nothing for us. Skin Render is quite maindeckable. Shadow Mage is also maindeckable. I think they are just not super exciting in Vintage Cube. Fine in Legacy Cube, but in Vintage Cube, Vintage Cube a little bit too slow, and Skin Render doesn't kill a ton of good things. I mean, it's very good in some matchup, like it's fine against Mono Red, very good. I mean, probably at its best against White Weenie, decent against Mono Green, but it's kinda underwhelming, I think, in general. Okay, pretty easy Underground Sea for us. We are not seeing many artifacts. It looks like someone is trying to, make this artifact deck with a bunch of Signet and probably gonna pick that Academy. I think we saw one Signet in something like 2-pack soon, so it's not a lot. Wish I had more mana acceleration right now, but Underground Sea is quite nice to get this late. Ooh, Imtuturak is a very powerful card that I'm pretty happy to play, and a good reason to be black. Okay, sweet. I can definitely use that. Tezzeret is not looking good right now, but could become good in theory. Fetching a mana creep for 0, and then being able to untap it to produce 4 mana on the turn after that is kinda good. Right now I would not play it, but I don't think you need many more artifacts to make Tezzeret good in this deck actually. So I will probably pick it and hope to get a couple Signets and stuff like that, because I'm not really interested in anything else. Duress is pretty good. Ujin is strong, but Karn kinda does the same thing, but I think it's slightly better and easier to cast, and right now it's not actually looking like we'll easily get to 8 mana, so I think I'm just gonna pick Duress. I should probably pick Hallowed Fontaine in case I can and I wanna splash for white. O-Ring is not amazing, but Vindicate is very good, and right now I don't really have many removal in this deck, so since the 2 white spells are removal, this could be good. Again, if the mana allows it. Pretty happy picking Hero's Downfall here, especially if I end up not being able to splash for white. It's a solid removal. Ultimate price is fine. I guess there's a slight chance I want to play Disc in some matchup. Finn I think is quite good, but between Duress, Thoughtseize, and Imtuturak and Mind Twist, it's looking like I just have some better discards spells, so probably not playing that. Also, Finn, this type of card is sometimes a bit clunky because you do have to take the removal if they have a removal pretty much. Otherwise, they can just kill it and get back the card you took. And when you are playing some type of aggro or mid-range deck, it's fine because you are happy to get rid of removals. But when you are playing control, very often you don't really care about opponent's removal, and you'd rather take threat. And if you want to take threat of a removal, things like Duress or Thoughtseize are just better than this type of card. But I do like them a fair amount, like Tidehole Scholar, Mesmeric Fiend, and Brain Maggot. They are all pretty good. This type of card I do like to play with, but I think they are better in, again, aggro or mid-range deck than in control. And again, since we do already have a fair amount of discard, We don't really need that. Many more of these. Do like Shrikmo a decent amount. Hopefully I will will that. Here we have a fairly difficult pick. I don't think it's very difficult actually. I think Recall is just better, but Mox Jet be amazing in this deck. And it's never gonna wheel. I've never seen a Mox wheeling in my entire life. That's not very surprising though. Yeah, I'd be happy to wheel Shriekmao, but yeah, I'm just picking Recall there. Do like Ashok a lot, and I think it's just a very good finisher in control deck. I think it's quite threatening because it comes very early on the battlefield with quite high loyalty, and you can easily just protect it and just mill your opponent out. I think it's not out of question. I think that card is great. I also do like this more than most people, but I think I like Ashok more. I'd be happy to wheel either Scalding Tarn or Daze, if I can wheel any, but Ashok it is. Ooh, Force of Will is great. I don't have any counterspell yet. I don't have a ton of blue cards, which is slightly annoying, but I'm still gonna pick that. I mean, Bone Shred... Well, I guess Ores of Signet is really good too. So there is that. But Force of Will is such a powerful card. I wish I had more blue cards, but oh well. Yeah. Just can't bring myself to pick a Signet over Force of Will. Ooh, Counterspell is pretty sweet. And it's another blue card for Force of Will if needed. Hopefully I can make the mana base a little bit better. I don't think I'll end up splashing for white because I don't think I'll get enough fixing. And since I got Hero's Downfall and Ultimate Price, and I might wheel I think there was a Bone Shredder. I don't think I'll be in a bad spot regarding removals. And yeah, the mana base is not looking super good right now, especially since I have a bunch of double black and I want to play Counterspell. I think I will avoid playing any non blue or black land. And I don't think I'll get enough white horses that are not blue or black to be happy playing these. And yeah, O-Ring is medium. Vindicate is really a good reason to splash for white though. That card is quite busted. Tran Dynamo is pretty good in general. Works quite well with Mana Crypt and with card draw spells. So that could be cool. I think the other option... I don't think we need Portal. I like that card, but we have Recall, Search, and Research. I really don't think we need more card draw. More mana could be cool. Bloodstain and Mire is really good though, because it fetches my Underground Sea and it works well with Brainstorm. So it's kinda tough. I think I'll go with the fixing over the, big mana. But it's close. Ooh, Creeping Tar Pit is amazing. That card is my favorite manland and probably the overall strongest manland. At least of the, double colored one. Being unblockable is amazing. This thing just kills Planeswalker. It's a fairly reliable win condition from time to time. It's just great. Love that card. And it's fixing. It's just exactly what I wanted right now. Yeah, I think Brainstorm is kind of medium here. I only have one shuffle effect. I'm probably still gonna play it because I can pitch it to Force of Will, and it's not a bad card. But top is really not. I think it's even worse than Brainstorm, at least in this deck, because at least Brainstorm I can pitch, and top is, yeah, unless you really have like 5 or 6 shuffle effect in a 40 card deck, I don't think you should be playing that unless you have some combos or maybe Tinker. So I think I'll just pick Repeal, which is another fine blue card that, not amazing, but decent, playable, strong, and pitchable to Force of Will. Ooh, pretty like Cryptic Command, which I'm happy to pick. And my mana base is not like crazy good, but this is basically 3 blue-black lands, pretty much, so it's not gonna be bad either, so we should be good. I have 1 fetch, so I don't really think I can use Crucible of Words. Mental Misstep is not amazing, but it is a good sideboard option against some decks, so why not? I guess I don't really want to play against Chandra. The Abyss could be good though in this deck, like Currently I'm playing Wormcoil Engine and Skin Render. Actually, I could play the Abyss and remove Skin Render, and then I have only one creature, which is an artifact, and my win conditions are my Planeswalker. The deck is kinda light on win conditions, but I don't think it's gonna be that much of an issue. At least I hope it will not be. That being said, I'm kinda short on playables. Especially since this pretty much counts as a land. So yeah, I'll probably have to add some stuff. I do like Necrotol more than Skin Render, as it can kill some bigger and more threatening things. Arena is fine, but I don't think we want that effect in the deck. Like, again, we have enough card draw spells, and we don't really want to lose life. Again, I don't think we can afford to splash for white. It's gonna be a little bit too painful. I can play the Skin Render. It's not an issue. Diabolic Edict is not bad, it's playable. And it can save you from, you know, I don't know, if they try to natural order a Progenitus, or they have a true name Nemesis or stuff like that. And I guess I'll play the I will play the Fiend. Maybe the Infiltrator too, and at this point I'm probably cutting the Abyss and leaving it in the side as a sideboard option. So I think that's the deck. We did not get enough Artifact to make Tezzeret good enough, unfortunately, but yeah, Artifact were cut pretty hard. Like, we've seen like 2 Signats, and they were pretty high, like they were at pick 13, 14, something like that. So, and there was always something better, I'm pretty sure. So yeah. The mana base should be pretty even. I have more black, but I still need triple blue here and my double blue for a counterspell quite early on. Yeah, this sounds right. This will be 10 black, 9 blue. Yeah, that's fine. Not amazing, but I can work with that. I can get behind that. There's a chance I should play 17 lands and Mana Creep, because I really have solid card draw spells. And I want to make sure I hit my mana. So maybe I should just... I think Infiltrator is fine. I don't really love Fiend in this deck, because again I have a ton of discard already, and it's not at its best in control. So I think I'll just cut that for a Swamp. And probably an Island, which makes the mana base 10-10, which is quite good. Alright, that's the deck. Blue-black control of some sort. Feels pretty good. I have a couple nice counter spells. Discard, removal. Yeah, kinda light on win condition, but hopefully it will not be an issue. The thing is, I can pretty much get rid of my open hand, or you know, their ability to do anything, because before I play one of my threats. So yeah, hopefully we can get there. And since I added a couple creatures, I also have a chance to just, you know, kill them with damage a bit. I mean, it's gonna be a bit more likely to happen. But my main win condition is Ashok, so I will probably have to play that wisely and not just jam it out when I want it. Alright, either way, that's the deck. Hope you guys enjoyed the draft. If it's the case, feel free to drop a like. And yeah, thank you for watching, and see you for round 1.